What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Trent AlexanderArnold's team of the group stage card. So straight off the bat with him, I really wasn't impressed with him to start with, and I think it's going to take a few informers for me to really get behind this card, because there is so many right backs you can get, let alone in just the Prem. There is so many that you can get that I think just play better. I don't know what it is about him. I much prefer him definitely as more of a CDM in this game. He's just right back wise. I don't know if he's equipped as much as someone like Walker, as Bellerin. I've personally got Zambrota, who obviously is an icon pack and does cost a hefty amount, but he is really good. It's as simple as. And even if you took Walker and also Bellerin's league player card out, you've got Wan-Bissaka, you've got Semedo, you've got there's another one who we'll have a look at the end anyway. There is a lot of options, and that is just in the Prem. Not as much in terms of kind of like other right backs in other leagues. Mukiele, the rule breaker card, obviously was free. So for me, I think Trent is kind of just out there for me. Unless you've got someone like Gomez and you need the link, then I don't think there's really any other option to kind of go for Trent, in my opinion. This card isn't terrible. We did try him in a CDM as well. He was good, but again, I just don't know if I could replace someone like the one to watch party, someone like Conte. I just don't think he fits in there either. But in terms of obviously what we're going to be trying to do is just see what he's like as a right back. Is he worth the 120 on the PlayStation and 140 on the Xbox? Or should you go for other options? So let's get into it, and let me know down below who is your right back at this moment in time. So today we have got Trent, 4-star weak foot, 3-star skiller. He is a high attacking work rate with the medium, 5'11", and he has got a unique body type. I think Footbin just put that in for anybody. He is 22 years old, so still a fresh face to the Prem, and obviously they're still doing well. Liverpool, I believe they are joint top of the league. I've not checked it since the results this weekend, but before that they were joint top of the league with Spurs, so obviously he's doing something right. There seems to be injuries left, right and centre for Liverpool. Honestly, I am not surprised that literally their whole team isn't injured by now. It's just been an unlucky season to start with them, but Trent managed to get himself a team in a group stage card. It's coming in, like I say, at 120 to 140. Not terrible pricing. It's not going to massively break the bank, but it is still a lot of coins to spend on a right back when there is other options out there, which we will get into in the overall. But in terms of kind of like stats, 83 pace, obviously with a shadow, goes up to 91. If you've got passing, plenty of that. Really good passing at 88. Some lovely stats throughout, high 80s into some 90s. Can't complain one bit. Dribbling wise, 83 composure. It will do for now. I don't think it's personally amazing, but it definitely will do. I'd rather have it off that 80 and below, and definitely on the other side of it. Agility balance, nothing really too crazy, both at 76. Again, it's average at best. We've got good reactions, good ball control, nothing to complain there. Good stamina. Not really any physicality from him, which again could be an issue, and why you'd want potentially somebody else, just because his whole game is kind of strength, it's defending, it's kind of all of them working together, and if he doesn't have that physicality, I think that could put an impact on plenty of players just blitzing past him, especially if you don't have like an anchor on to boost that up. And I feel like that's going to be... No, Shadow is the most voted, so Shadow gets him up to 93 pace, 89 defending, turns him into a 90 right back. Only a +2. If you do go for an anchor instead, 88 pace, 88 defending, and it also gets that strength up by 10 and aggression up by 5. So I think it's a pick and choose. I think the second one is anchor, so it all depends on what you want. Do you want to blitz out that pace, or do you want to be a bit more conservative and get a bit more physicality in the game as well? I personally would probably go with the anchor, but again, I think most people will choose the meta and go with the shadow just to get that pace up that even more. But let's get into some gameplay and see what he can do. So some good things about Trent. The one thing I do like is his attacking rate. He can attack for absolute days, and we see him consistently pushing forward, getting the ball and really kind of driving with it. Sometimes not the greatest thing with a right back, but it's nice to have. We see him skipping past players, gets the pass in, does get tackled, but wins it back again, and we consistently see that. Plenty of attacking motion from him, and it is a shame because obviously if he had the defensive side as well, you cannot complain one bit. Then he would be absolutely a force to be reckoned with. Good at intercepting, good at being in the way. In terms of kind of like agility balance, isn't the most agile, and I will say that he's not necessarily like a truck, but I've definitely seen better in terms of kind of like movement and stuff like that. His kind of ball control is probably one of the best things that he's got. He can hold the ball, he can run up the pitch, and that is the big factor with Trent, and I think that's what a lot of people do like about him, the fact that he can actually attack as well, just in case you do run the overlaps. Personally, I don't like running with them too much. I like the little 1-2 like this, lovely little pass back, chip over the top, and then you're in. You've got past a defender, you've already drawn one out, and then you are already in their box. And I think that's what he does really well, which does lead to a goal in the end. So honestly, can't complain at that side of the play with him. The only other problem there is the defensive side. If he's up this pitch like we see here, and it's a perfect example because I basically followed him just because I knew what this guy was doing. He was running consistently with Mbappe. We managed to get Trent from their half all the way back, and he makes a lovely block, and then he kicks the ball out, which then does lead up to a goal, but that's for a different review. So he does do well in that sort of aspects. We can see him recovery tackle right there, bit of ping pong going around, but he does make some really nice tackles, and it's something that you've always got to kind of applaud as well. I just think in terms of what I was expecting from him and what I got, I just expected a little bit better. I thought that he was going to play in unreal. I feel like he'll play well next to Gomez, but I think in general, I would much rather go to some other players. So let's get into the end of review. We'll show you who I mean, and we'll go and do that compare. So if we do go into Trent's overall review, I've personally given him a 7.5, as you'll see on the screen straight away. I just think there's better. So straight off the bat, we're going to go into it. We're going to compare. So first person up is going to be Big Boy Walker. I think he is a class right back. Really, really good, as you can see. Better pace. Defending, physical are nice. Passing wise, dribbling wise, not quite there. And this is what I'm saying with him. You're paying an extra, say, 60k to get less defending and physical, but more on the kind of passing, the more ball control kind of things. The next person, I think a lot of people go between Semedo and Bellerin because I think that they're all relatively the same. And as we can see, again, one to watch, could go up. Will he go up? It's very unlikely. Right backs are very hard to get in forms, so it's going to be interesting to see if he does manage to go up at any point. But in general, again, another cracking defender that you could have got. If he was to go and take him out and go with Bellerin, who is an absolute free card, I personally would be still rocking this card if it wasn't for Zambrotta, which we will show in, because these were the last two right backs that I did use. And I used this one because the other one is left back. So as you can see, the guy is amazing. 635k, so I'm expecting him to be really good. In terms of pace, obviously Bellerin's winning it by 2, taking a lot off Trent there. And I think the one thing that really kind of makes that for me is if you say you put a shadow on him, you're looking at potentially you either go with an anchor or you go straight out sentinel, taking that up right there. And then again with Zambrotta, you would go with a sentinel as well. If I can find it, I've just found it. Now look at the stat difference between them. Yes, physical wise on Bellerin compared to Trent is very similar. Obviously the same pace with that, but he does have one more defending, and he does have the dribbling as such. Doesn't necessarily have the passing, but definitely can attack in football as well. In terms of Zambrotta, you got 91 pace, 2 off them, but again, not really too fussed about that one, but we get 90 defending and 89 physical with the 84 dribbling, better than both, and then he still gets the passing as well. For me, I think it's an obvious choice of what you can go with, and I think Trent for me is just not it this year, unless he gets a team of the year, team of the season, then we can be talking some numbers with him. But at this moment in time, I just don't see it from him. It's not enough of an upgrade, in my opinion, to pay an extra 110k for a 88 rather than the 87, unless you are trying to build the best Liverpool squad and keep updated as we go along, or you are looking to possibly just you've got loads of coins basically, you're not really too fussed, you're a collector of them. In terms of links, English, there is plenty now, as we've done in the Ox review last. Loads and loads of players that you can go with. I'm just kind of going to breeze over them a little bit. You can see the amount of kind of high rated players we've got in England now. And finally, to sum up the generations of him, starts a right mid as a silver in FIFA 17, manages to get a first special card in 18, 19 gets himself a future star and a team of the season, and then in 20 a team of the year, team of the season, player of the month, shapeshifter, 2 informs, and a team of the year nominee. So can we see the same from him? It's a bit of a slow start, but we might be able to pick it up in the second half for him. I've given him a 7.5 at the moment. I'm very interested to see where he goes from now and see how the progression is from an 89 to a 90 to a 91. But hopefully you did enjoy this video. Let me know down below who you think the best right back is in the game, if money counts or not counts. Let me know down below, and I'll see you off the next one. Peace.